Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were all done after I talked to that lady. I didn't know,
We never
honestly.
even got started. You, Mr. Stickley, for joining us. I set 1:45 thinking that was going to be ahead of your other arraignments, but apparently, so are you doing those at 1:30?
Yeah, they do them at 1:30, and normally we, like on a day like today, Your Honor, we would have been done, but we had a couple special customers.
Well, I would have probably sent it later, but all right, thank you for joining us. This is an old file. It's 163281. People versus Tyler. Stop whining about it. You did mean to do it. You just...
Meet Tyler Lee Loy, accused of domestic assault in 2016, vanishing for nearly a decade after his sentence. But what happens when a forgotten probation violation suddenly catches up 9 years later? Stay tuned.
Loy. Tyler Lee Loy. Is that you, sir?
Yes, it is.
All right. In 2016, you were charged with domestic assault on your partner, Amanda Quinn. You gave her a fat lip, and we spent a lot of time on this matter. I did a judgment of sentence on January 23rd of 2017. I sentenced you to 12 months probation with the possibility that you could get off probation after 6 months. Yeah. I lifted the no contact provision so that you could have contact with Ms. Quinn. And I did a fine of $285 after I applied your bond. I also gave you 14 days jail credit for leaving 10 days to serve, and I deferred those 10 days. I also ordered that you not engage in any assault or threatening behavior, and you do our anger management class. I put you on the probation, and then you promptly disappeared. So we set in fact, I don't know that you ever did anything. We set a probation violation hearing for June of 2017. You didn't show up for that, and I issued a bench warrant for your arrest, and I've been maintaining that bench warrant for 9 years ever since. Done a couple internet searches to look for you. I think we even sent an order to show cause at one time. Anyway, recently...
Caught at a red light. Imagine thinking it's a routine day, then realizing a 9-year-old warrant just ended your freedom. This arrest wasn't planned, but fate clearly had other ideas. What would you do?
You got arrested. How did you come to get arrested?
I was just at a stoplight, just driving the motorcycle, and I was just sitting at the stop sign, and then a cop just started running at me, so I just put my hands up.
Where was this?
Like right off of M60.
M60 where?
Like Cass, towards Cass.
So did you get arrested in Cass County?
Honestly, I don't even know where I was. I'm a caretaker for the victim that we're talking about. She's paralyzed, so I'm a 24-hour caregiver for her. And I was just taking an hour break like I do on a day. So either I'll go out and I'll go to the store or go do stuff, or I'll go ride the bike real quick for an hour, and then I have to go back because she's paralyzed. She can't get out of bed. And that's all I was doing. I was just going for a ride, and I was gone for 30 minutes, and then he pulled me over. And then that's why I did, and he said nothing.
Did you get a ticket for anything?
No, I didn't get pulled over for doing any violations. He said that he just seen me driving by and he ran my tags, and then my tags came up. And I told him I didn't even know nothing about this, because what happened was when you assigned me to probation, I came to the first 3 meetings and I paid the lady at the window, but every time I showed up, there was no probation officer there. So the lady would have me sit in the chair by her window, and I sat there for like 15 minutes. And I did that 3 different times. And so where I would go there and I would pay, and then they kept telling me that the probation officer had issues or something. They didn't tell me exactly, but he never showed up. So then on the 3rd one, I informed her at the window. I was like, I don't live in Michigan. I don't know anything about Michigan. I live in Indiana. When this happened, I still lived in Indiana. So I wrote her down my address, and I gave her everything I could, and I showed her my ID, And she said, if we have any more questions, we're going to send you mail to this address. Well, I waited and like a month or two, and then I ended up calling to the courthouse, and they said there's no warrants or nothing on me. So I was like, okay. I just didn't know what, so I waited and waited and waited, and then about 3 years after that, I went and I bought a house. So that's where my new address has been the whole time, is the house that me and Amanda had purchased.
What's your new address?
My new address is 5.
Just tell me the town.
Oh, sorry, it's Elkhart, Indiana.
All right, I looked up 58177, apartment 3, Elkhart, Indiana. Were you at Lowell Street at one time?
Lowell Street. Oh, yeah, that was when I was 18. I was 18 and 19 when we bought that. That was before I think this happened. The address, I'm pretty
Your
sure I
probation
was
agent had cancer, and she was very ill for a period of time, and she finally succumbed to it. So she wasn't always here, but you just went off the radar. You didn't finish paying your fines and costs. You never did the anger management class, and they gave me the probation file, so let me see what that shows.
Because that's when I asked the lady, she said that she was going to send me letters, and either she gave me 3 options. She's like, most likely what will happen is we'll send it to Elkhart and we'll try to get you moved there since you live there and you keep coming here. And then she said, or since we've had so many problems, we'll have you finish paying off and then we'll move on from there. And she said there was 3 options. I was just waiting for the letter, and after so many months went by, I called. And the lady at the courthouse, she didn't say anything about me having to continue. So that's why I left my the address with the 30106 Wolf.
Yes.
And I said, if you have any problems, then let me know there. But then I think
Which they did. They sent you a letter. They had a hard time getting your intake done, and they finally got it in February and went over everything. Then you didn't show up in February.
Here's where things get complicated. Tyler insists he reported as told, but records show no sign of compliance. Clerical error or clever excuse. In legal terms, failure to report is a serious probation breach.
They sent a delinquency notice to Wolf Road. You didn't show up in March, they sent a delinquency notice. You didn't show up in April, they sent a delinquency notice. Then we set a hearing called an order to show cause for June. I don't know where they sent that to. Let's see if I can tell.
It should be Wolf Avenue, not Wolf Road, because we've never gotten any mail. I promise you, I'd have took care of it. I've done so much stuff. I've gotten everything straight. I've been working everything. But yeah, the person we're talking about, Amanda, she's actually at home right now. She's with my children. She can't move. She has Guillain-Barré syndrome. I've been getting paid through the government to take care of her. After we did the jail thing and I figured everything out, like I thought I figured it out. I guess I didn't. We had ended up getting her in 2017 and signed up in Oakland. They figured out she had schizophrenia, all that other stuff. So we've been taking care of all that for all those years. And then around 2021 or 22 is when she got Guillain-Barré syndrome, and she became paralyzed and she can't get out of bed anymore. So I've been taking care of her ever since then.
Well, essentially, we haven't heard from you, according to the notes in the file, since February of 2017.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were all done after I talked to that lady. I didn't know.
We never even got started. They did you did your intake. Also gave them information to get signed up for the anger management classes at the Day Reporting Center. He may wish to do the classes in Elkhart since he lives down there and they would be closer. He works at Lippert and gets out of work by 2:30, has to pick up his kids at 3:30, may have a hard time getting here by 4 o'clock. he would need to talk to Daniel, as probation officer, about this. That was in February of 2017. Then we never saw you again.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I thought I was done. I didn't know. I'm very sorry.
Well, you're
That's why I
trying
gave him all
to
my
resurrect
information.
something that happened 10 years ago. You basically, you just went back to Indiana and we never saw you again. I ordered a 10-day jail sentence that was deferred. I could order up to 93 days. So let's talk about what happened. They set a probation violation arraignment, which you never showed up for. We sent it to 30106 Wolf Avenue, Elkhart, Indiana. Home phone 574-465-16-674-9546. They tried calling you, they sent you some mail, we never heard from you again. So I've had this warrant out for 9 years for you doing nothing that you were supposed to do on this probation. But now, 10 years have passed since the incident. She needs your daily care, and me putting you in jail for 90 days would certainly be a definite hardship for your family.
Yeah, and I didn't want to mess up when I got here, and I didn't want to call her because they said I couldn't call the victim, but I was freaking out because that's who I take care of every day, and the lady
I lifted the no contact provision way back when.
Okay.
I allowed you to have contact with her. I let you out of jail. I deferred 10 days of jail, offered to take this off your record if you completed the probation, offered to cut the probation period in half from a year to 6 months, and you paid me back by giving me the finger and never showing up again. You showed up for your intake.
Did they have proof that I showed up? Do they have proof that I showed up those 3 times?
No, there's no indication you were. But yeah, before then, you showed up between
The first, the second, and third day.
Yes.
Because I know I showed up 3 different times in 3 different months to pay and to go to my meeting, but every time she wasn't there. I was just so confused. I've never been in trouble like this before. I never done anything. So when I thought like that they were doing all that in the court, and then her not showing up, and then you said everything, I didn't know. That's why I asked. I asked her if we could get it switched, and she said possibly since you've been coming, we'll just cut it, and then you'll have to pay the fee, or we'll switch it, and then you'll have to keep going. And I waited, and I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I waited and waited, and then we ended up buying a house after years later because like everything we thought was done. I really didn't mean to just dip out on you guys like that. I thought I was truly done.
Well, 90 days from now, minus 4, would be 30, 60, sometime in early December. No, mid-December, before Christmas. Anyway, let's go back to square one. The allegation is that you violated your probation by failing to report. Probation violation hearing was set for June.
I'm sorry.
Which you never showed up at. And we haven't found you in 9 years, and you got accidentally arrested. Failed to report, failed to contact, failed to have any intake appointments since February 1st of 2017. So anything you did before that was before we actually did the intake. So You never finished paying your fines, you never did the anger management class, and you been AWOL for 9 years. All right, I'm going to show you plead not guilty.
Because when we initially got it done, she came in and I thought she explained that.
Stop.
Sorry.
You totally dropped the ball on this, and anything that you say now is just a pale excuse for the fact that you blew off your probation 10 years ago. I'm trying to give some consideration because your girlfriend, did you ever get married?
Yeah, I mean, no, we didn't get married because she ended up getting paralyzed, and we're literally just getting our lives built back to where everything's normal. Like, we're not struggling with bills anymore. We're not, you know what I mean? Everything's not like horrible. We're actually on top. I got my license. I've got my motorcycle license now. I've got my CPR license. Like, I've done so much stuff. I 100% truly didn't mean to do this to you guys. And like, I called the chick to make.
Stop.
That's the judge dropping the hammer. 9 years of leniency evaporated in seconds. Notice the shift? Sympathy turns into stern accountability. This is where judges remind us that forgetting doesn't erase responsibility. Agree or disagree?
Whining about it. You did mean to do it. You just blew it off. Now, you've changed your life in the last 10 years, but you got frustrated because you had to wait 15 minutes before your probation officer could see you because she was dealing with cancer. And then you never showed up again after February 1st of 2017, despite numerous letters that we sent to your house. We scheduled it for a hearing, and they sent it to 30106 Wolf Avenue, Elkhart, Indiana, 46516, which is the address that you gave us. You didn't show up for the probation violation hearing, so a bench warrant issued for your arrest. I'm going to show that you're going to plead not guilty to the probation violation. I'm going to appoint an attorney. The original attorney was John Bush, who is still practicing. I'm still here. Daniel Frazine is still here. Gina Wagner is not. Now, my fear is if I let you out of jail, you're going to bug out on me again, and I have to hold this open for another 10 years. You need to take care of this.
I'll give you my address I live now. I'll give you my phone numbers.
What? All right, well, we're going to need all that.
I'll give you my job numbers.
All right, well, where do you work?
I work at Black Pearl Life Care.
What is that?
The caretaking service for the elderly or disabled.
All right. My original thought is just going to leave you in jail until such time as we could schedule a hearing. Because
I promise you I'll come back. I just didn't know.
you did know, so stop saying that. You're going to talk me into giving you 90 days in jail. What I got in mind is trying to work out weekends or something so there could be care for your girlfriend, who you went with for 10 years but never got married.
Yeah, because I haven't been away from her since she's got sick. Not one day, not 24 hours, not 5 hours.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've been worried all night.
All right. I don't know what that date for the PV is yet. I'm going to set, originally, like I said, I was going to let you set. I'm going to set a PR bond. Need address and phone information.
Okay.
I told you I was going to give you 10 days jail if you didn't do what I asked you to do, and you did none of it. Potentially, you could get the balance of 93 days, which is 89 days. So the allegation is that you failed to report to your probation officer after February 1st of 2017. You failed to appear for your probation violation arraignment, or ever after that try to contact anybody after February of 2017. Then I had this warrant. I made a couple efforts over the years. 2017, some notes. 2024, I found an old address.
Because in 2017 is when I bought my house at the 57588 Best Avenue.
Give me that again.
It's 57588 BEST Avenue, 46516 Elkhart, Indiana. I'm sorry, 46517.
57588.
PEST, Best Avenue.
57588.
Yes.
All right. You got to get out of jail and you're going to appear for your next court hearing, or else set bond at like $9 million and send somebody down to get you. You've got to bring closure to this.
I'll be there.
You're more mature, and it wasn't a not inconsequential assault. There were pictures of it. She had a big fat lip. We spent a lot of time talking to her. She gave a lot of victim input. She was in your corner. I lifted the no contact provision, but basically I sentenced you on January 23rd. You came a couple times between January 23rd and February 1st, and then we never saw you again. All right, so they're going to give you a $500 PR bond.
Okay.
I originally thought I was just going to leave you in jail and have this hearing on Tuesday, but I don't want her to be in a precarious position.
I thank you for that.
And, but there's going to be a consequence to this, which may be 5 weekends in jail or 89 days. We'll see where we're headed. But this is not.
In the end, the judge spares jail for now, setting a PR bond, but warning of up to 89 days behind bars. A rare balance between mercy and justice. What's your take on this ruling? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more dramatic courtroom moments.
Not going to be very hard to prove. The allegation is you failed to appear, and you failed to appear for 9 years.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what date I'm going to see you, but we will see you, and we'll get notice to Mr. Bush, and we'll get notice to you that you need to appear for.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You're good to go. I'll be seeing you.